Senator Rand Paul, who said there's no way he's going to vote for her, has said this in an op-ed. There's no question that during her career, Haspel participated in and helped develop the program that our own government has labeled torture. Further, multiple accounts have discussed her involvement in destroying video documentation of the torture program. He says direct participation in the program itself would be disqualifying enough for me, but appointing someone who also helped push for destroying evidence of that program to run one of the most powerful organizations in the world should not be acceptable to Congress. Ben?
Well, this seems to me a dramatic misread. I mean, if you're going to rule out anyone who was working at the CIA at the time this was going down and who refused to, and who was going along with any order that happened about waterboarding, the waterboarding program was run by members of Congress. Democrats and Republicans both approved it at the time. People in the CIA across the board were involved in this program. So if you're trying to spot somebody who was working at the CIA at the time who forcibly opposed it and refused to participate in the waterboarding program, that's going to be a real short list. The question now is, this is against the law. She says that she recognizes it's against the law. I see no evidence to suggest that she's going to buck the law and randomly start waterboarding people. So I'm wondering what exactly the objection to Haspel particularly is when she obeyed the law at the time, and she'll presumably continue to obey the law now that the law has changed.
Well, we have a letter that was signed by a number of intelligence agency past and present key leaders saying this: she will speak truth to power, offering unbiased intelligence to policymakers no matter how difficult the situation. It's truly telling that a broad spectrum of national security leaders from both Republican and Democratic administrations have voiced unequivocal support for her nomination. Now, signers to that letter included former CIA Director John Brennan and former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper. Of course, Richard, both of them in the Obama administration. They say she's got our seal of approval.
Yeah, listen, they can continue to say that, but it doesn't take away from the fact that she was involved in torture, and I think that's the larger point here. And the argument that's being made that, well, just the people above her told her to do it, so she did it, doesn't take away from the fact that she actually engaged in torture on top of running one of these black sites where the torture was taking place. Here's what we know: the Army manual says that torture is actually an ineffective way to get intelligence because most of the time the person you're interrogating ends up lying anyway, so they could stop the pain that's happening to them. But that's beyond the point. Here's what we also know is that we as Americans have never subscribed to torture. From the beginning of this country to today, we believe this is not how we live our lives. This is not the city upon the hill that we're trying to be. So by appointing her and voting her to be the head of the CIA, you are codifying torture as part of the agency, and that's problematic.
Not if she has rebuked that and said that she's not going to take part in it anymore. I mean, the excerpt that we have and that Kristen reported on, she actually says in no way is she going to restart that torture program. And to the point of whether it was any good, I mean, the Obama Justice Department and 2 federal judges actually ruled that there was life-saving intelligence that was gathered by these black sites under the CIA. That's in the past, though. Ben, is it enough of an assurance for you that she says not going to restart it should she become CIA director?
I mean, it is for me, because, again, she would be violating the law if she did not, right? If she suddenly started disobeying and waterboarding people at random, then she would be in violation of the law. I'm really weirded out by this sort of conflation between 2 issues. One is waterboarding bad? And 2 is anyone who participated in waterboarding therefore bad? These are not the same issue. Even if you believe that waterboarding was bad, which I think is arguable, considering, again, that everybody, Democrat and Republican at the time, virtually everyone approved it, and it did end with actionable intelligence from people like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Even put that aside, even if assuming that waterboarding is a terrible, horrible thing, the real question now is anyone who participated in that when it was the law of the land now barred from holding a higher office? And if that's the case, then pretty much everybody at the CIA who knew about this program, everybody in Congress who knew about this program, everyone is barred from holding office, including a bunch of Democrats.